religious guy, right?
Yeah.
But at least I know that with the Torah that I'm breaking, the laws that I'm breaking, I'm not going to tell you. I know they're from God, and I know that they're the truth, and I know that God is non-corporeal, and I know that He spoke all these words at Mount Sinai, and I just can't follow them all.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to tell people that, it's okay that I'm driving on Shabbos because these laws are outdated and antiquated. That's the guy that you have to worry about. The guy who tells you that the laws are not binding today, that's the problem. That guy is an enemy of God.
Yeah.
And you can take that to the bank.
Yeah. And in Devarim chapter 1 verse 12, Moses says to the Israelites, "How can I alone carry your contentiousness, your burdens and your quarrels?" So even back in the desert 3,200 years ago, the Jews were pretty litigious. So this quarrelsome, litigious nature, it really wore out Moses, and it keeps burning up the Los Angeles Superior Court system to this day. Moses is complaining about the Jews being contentious and quarrelsome.
What's that got to do with the courts?
Well, we're litigious. Jews tend to be litigious.
Oh, litigious means litigants?
I'll take you to a Beit Din, buddy.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Has anyone ever said that to you? I'll take you to a Beit Din, buddy.
No, but I've been sued.
In secular court?
Yeah, but no.
By a yid?
No, by a bank.
Oh, alright.
Never mind.
Moses is not a very happy man.
Moses not happy?
Yeah, he seems pretty angry and keeps blaming the Jews because of you, because of you, because of you. He keeps saying because of you.
Well, think about it. I understand him. Listen. He brings the Torah down, right? They have all these miracles, these Jews, right? They see. First they see the 10 plagues in Egypt, right? It's like, frogs start jumping out of the toilet, and blood. You turn on the faucet, the blood is there, and then, all these things are happening, and you see all the Egyptians are dying, and they let you go.
Mm-hmm.
The sea, the meteorite comes flying down. We talked about that, right?
Yeah.
It opens up the water, from the friction, and all the Jews walk in there. They watch all the Egyptians get killed, right?
Yeah.
Right? They come out the other side, and everybody's like, "Oh, I don't," and they're giving all this. We don't have what to eat. We don't have what to eat.
Yeah.
And you brought us all the way out here so that we could starve to death here in the desert, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, okay, and then God, gives him the man, and it's supposed to taste like anything you want. Like, you're eating it, it tastes like, bacon, pizza, tacos, whatever. And they're going we want meat.
Yes.
I mean, come on, right? It's still not good enough, right?
Right.
Because they're on like this crazy vegan diet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like you're supposed to like pretend like the food is good,
Mm-hmm.
but they really wanted meat, so then they like Moses said, "Fine, eat the quail till it comes out of your nose," right?
Yeah.
There's like never-ending complaints, like it's never fucking good enough for these people, right? No matter how many miracles they put in front of them, nobody's happy. They all think they're gonna die. You know, they put out the golden calf. Like, there's always a problem, right?
Mm-hmm. Keep going. Or if that's the point.
And that's the point. That's why Moses
Yeah.
is pissed at them. At 40 years, he's had enough. He's in his 120th year of life. He's ready to die.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? You guys drove me up a wall this last 40 years.
Yeah. What did you think of the Barbra Streisand musical Yentl?
Yentl?
Yeah.
Well, I have to give it to Barbra Streisand. That was like the one time that I saw her that she didn't break into like the Democratic National Convention party platform speech.
Yeah.
Like I watched an HBO special of her singing one night, right? Because I figured, for an hour I'll watch Barb's.
Yeah.
And like it was like shut up and sing, bitch. It's like all she was doing was spewing her political agenda. I was like, retarded.
Right. And what about The Chosen? Did you ever see the movie The Chosen?
Oh, I thought it was the Chassan. I thought that was pronounced the Chassan. The Chosen. What's that guy's name? Chaim Potok. You know what he is? He celebrates how great. He tells you how great Judaism used to be. And how it's no longer applicable, and mocks at those fanatics that keep it. That's my thoughts on the matter.
Now, the Lakewood Rav claims that it's unnatural in the extreme for two bachelors to get together to discuss Torah.
And it's natural for him,
contrary to God's law.
And it's natural for him to like sit there and watch it all night. I mean, so there you go. That's my answer to that.
Now, speaking about the generation coming out of slavery and then just complaining all the time, doesn't that remind you of the NAACP and black leadership?
You want me to hate? You want everybody to hate me? It's like already Aisha, Torah, Chabad, the Zionists, everybody.
Like Jesse Jackson, all that ilk does
the
is
liberal
complain.
Jews. Every week you want me to get a soundbite of like me going off on somebody. Like, no, what is it this time? Now you want black people to hate me?
No, not black people, just the black leadership, like Jesse Jackson, and like all they do is complain because like they grew up in Jim Crow laws and getting blacks the right to vote in the South. So they sort of came out of a type of, it's not slavery, but that would do for this metaphor. I heard this point by Dennis Prager. He said that studying the Torah and learning about how the Jews were constantly complaining kind of helped him to have more peace with the Jesse Jacksons of the world. Because they grew up in an era of Jim Crow laws, so all they do is complain about America. What do you think?
I don't know enough about it to comment. I'm not up on that stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing I have to say about civil rights and all that stuff is I think that if Martin Luther King were not assassinated, I think he might have been elected as a president. I think that he would have been a great first black president for America. And there was a guy based on what do you want to say, values or whatever. He had core principles. He wasn't like a politician.
Right.
He wasn't like some corrupt politician from Chicago, with backdoor deals and all these corrupt policies. But this guy would have been like a kiddish Hashem, if you will. He would have been like, you know what I mean? He was a good guy. I think that was a real shame and a tragedy. He was assassinated.
And maybe you could tell the people about what it was like marching with Martin Luther King in Selma, Alabama back in...
I have no idea. I wasn't there.
Come on, Raz, you were there. You were there with Martin Luther King in Selma, Alabama.
First of all, I'm not old enough
to... Don't deny that. You were 18, you were a strapping young lad, and you faced John Bull and his water hoses.
First of all, I'm
dogs.
not old enough to have... I don't think I could have walked across the room at that point. And second, and more importantly, I'm not one of these liberal Jews that tries to do tikkun olam, right? And feels like I have to soothe my soul by helping the black people, so I'm going to go get shot at in Alabama. I mean, I can get shot at right here in L.A. helping Jews. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I got enough people here who want to kill me. So I mean, it's like
Do you think the Ethiopian Jews are really Jews?
I'm not an expert on this. The Gedolim have questions on it. I mean, it seems like a no-brainer to me. If so many people have a question on you and you want to be accepted, and this is forget Ethiopians. This is something I want to say. I was talking to non-Jews, right? There's a lot of non-Jews. Listen to this. When you go through the conversion process and you get to the other end, and it's a grueling conversion process, at least do it in a way so that when you get to the end, okay, everyone's going to accept you as being a Jew. Everyone's going to accept your conversion as legitimate.
Yeah.
Okay? You got to do that. That's so important. If you're going to go through the process, get that. Okay? Go the extra step or whatever it is. Do it right. Do it 100%. Get a kosher conversion. Go to a Beis Din that's recognized worldwide. And do it right. Okay? And why am I saying that?
Why are you saying that, Robs?
Because the opposite of that is to not be accepted. And then it's like, why would you want to be in a situation like this? You're walking around, you're going, I'm Jewish, right?
Yeah.
Right, I'm Jewish.
Keep going.
What's going on?
Don't worry about it. I will monitor the chat room or the Nourish card.
Okay.
If there's anything you need to know.
Okay, so that you're walking around, you're thinking, I'm Jewish, I did the work, right? And there's a lot of people who don't consider you a Jew, and I just think that's really sad. Right? The Ethiopians have a really easy thing, right? If they have so many people that don't consider them Jews, there's an easy out here.
Yeah.
Just go take a mikvah.
Yeah.
It's called a geris l'chumrah.
Yeah.
A geris l'chumrah means you could actually be a Jew. But there's like a question on your conversion.
Yeah.
So what you do is you get what's called a geris l'chumrah, and I don't know all the exact details, but you go to the mikvah, and you get like a certain amount of people, and I can't remember if it's a based in of 3 or if it's 10. And you know what? Don't quote me because I'm not an expert in garrets.
Yeah.